Hello, this is Warning Coordination Meteorologist Phil Heisel with the National Weather Service in Blacksburg. This is a short presentation about the importance of reporting flooding events and winter weather information to the National Weather Service office in Blacksburg. Hopefully you are taking this course because you have already completed the online Skywarn spotter training found on the Comet website. If you have not completed this training and you are interested in being added to the list of Skywarn spotters at our office, please visit the website on the left-hand side of this screen shown here. Once you have completed this training, you will receive a certificate. I would encourage you to email a copy of that certificate to me at phil.heisel@noaa.gov so I can include you in the list of Skywarn spotters. Otherwise, I am not notified that you have completed that online training until the end of every quarter, so it may be 3 months before I'm notified that you have completed that information. Now, the Skywarn spotter training online provided a lot of great information about convective weather, but it really didn't touch on the importance of reporting flooding events and winter weather reports, which we are going to touch on in this presentation. And this is a required presentation to go through before you can be added to the list of Skywarn spotters. Let's first focus on winter weather, specifically the differences between watches, warnings, and advisories. The National Weather Service in Blacksburg issues winter storm watches when warning conditions are possible, specifically when our forecasters have a 50% probability or greater that these warning conditions will occur. Those watches are issued 12 to 48 hours in advance of when the event occurs. A watch means it's time to prepare. A winter weather advisory is issued when 2 or 3 inches of snow falls in a 12-hour time frame, and I'll discuss the differences between the 2 or 3 inches in the next slide, or when less than 1/4 of an inch of ice is expected to occur. These winter weather advisories are issued usually within 24 hours, sometimes up to 36 hours before the event occurs. An advisory means that if caution is exercised, this should not be a life-threatening event. Now, a winter storm warning means 4 or 5 inches of snow or more is expected within 12 hours, or 1/4 of an inch of ice or more will occur. Again, these warnings are issued usually within 24 hours of the event, sometimes up to 36 hours in advance. A winter storm warning means travel should be avoided and stay indoors. The reason why we have the range with the warning and advisory definitions is because they're different depending on where you live in our forecast area. In the mountains, including southwest Virginia, southeast West Virginia, and the northwest North Carolina mountains, we issue winter storm warnings when we expect 5 or more inches of snow to fall in a 12-hour period, or 6 inches of snow or more to fall in a 24-hour period. East of the Blue Ridge, including Roanoke, Danville, Martinsville, and Reedsville, those winter storm warnings are issued for 1 inch less, 4 inches or more in 12 hours, or 5 inches or more in 24 hours. Same thing with the winter weather advisories. In the mountains, that criteria is 3 to 4 inches in 12 hours, and east of the Blue Ridge, it's 2 to 3 inches in 12 hours. So that describes why we issue winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories. Now, if we expect the precipitation to exclusively fall as freezing rain, no mix or anything, just freezing rain, then we will issue an ice storm warning. An ice storm warning means that at least 1/4 inch of ice is expected within 12 hours. When we expect light icing or less than 1/4 of an inch of ice to be accumulated, that will be covered in a winter weather advisory. Let's talk about blizzard warnings. Those are fairly rare, and the definition of a blizzard is when winds are 35 miles per hour or greater and visibilities are 1/4 or mile or less due to snow or blowing snow. Blizzard warnings have nothing to do with snowfall amounts, but winds and visibility are the only 2 criteria that define a blizzard warning. So now that we have reviewed the definitions of winter weather advisories, watches, warnings, now let's talk about when we need those reports from you to help us with our forecast. We would like for you to contact us anytime that you have snowfall accumulations that reach 3 inches. When the snow has ended, give us your snowfall accumulation and tell us the time frame that the snow fell. Remember, our winter storm and winter weather advisory criteria refers to how much snow falls within a 12 or 24-hour time period. So it's crucial for us to know how long it took for that snow to accumulate. Now, when you're first measuring the snow while it's still falling, you can give us that snowfall report in tenths of inches, 2.8 inches for example. But when the snow has ceased, you can round to the nearest inch. So after the snow has ended and you have 3.8 inches, you can give us that report as 4 inches. For freezing rain, we would like to know when you see ice accumulating on roadways. You can also contact us when ice accumulates to 1/4 of an inch. Remember, that is the criteria that defines a winter storm or ice storm warning. Also, it's interesting to know when the precipitation type changes. Our Doppler radar shows where the precipitation is falling, but it does not tell us what type of precipitation is falling. So if you witness an event where snow starts falling and then it changes to freezing rain, let us know when that precipitation changed and your location. Now, when you're measuring snow, ideally it would be great to have a snowboard. Many of us don't have one, however. So just measure on a flat surface and a non-metallic surface. Try and measure in an area away from trees or any obstructions to where the snow fell. And as you can see in this image, do not measure the snow at an angle. Try and look at it directly at the ruler to see how much snow fell. Now with freezing rain, again, call us, notify us when you see accumulations on roads and sidewalks. If the ice accumulation reaches 1/4 of an inch, please contact us again. And a nifty way to measure freezing rain, as you see the image on the right-hand side, is to break off a small branch or twig and use a ruler to measure the ice thickness from the end of the branch to the end of the ice, and give us that ice accumulation total in tenths of inches. Okay, so that covers when to contact us for winter weather reports. Now let's talk about flash flooding. This is the #1 storm-related killer in our forecast area and in the United States. More people die from flash flooding than any other storm hazard. On the online comet training Skywarn class that you took, you heard about our slogan, "Turn around, don't drown." If you see water over the road in this image, turn around, don't drown. It only takes 2 feet of water to sweep most vehicles off the road. And you can help us by telling us when you witness flash flooding events. We would like to know if you see 6 inches or more of water flowing across the road. Now, do we want you out there with the ruler measuring the depth of the water over the road? Of course not. But if you cannot see the road for the flowing water, then it is probably more than 6 inches deep. If you are aware of any roads that are closed due to flooding water, let us know about that. If you observe creeks, streams, rivers coming out of their banks and endangering life or property, contact us about that information. And for those of you that have a rain gauge, put that to use. Notify us when your rain gauge measures an inch or more in less than an hour's time. How do you reach our office with this important information? You can contact us toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-866-215-4324. This will take you to an answering machine where you can leave your report. You can also email us at rnk.skywarn@noaa.gov. I must say, however, that we are not checking emails at a rapid pace during a significant weather event. For time-sensitive information such as flash flooding, hail, wind damage, or tornadoes, we hope that you would call the 1-866 telephone number before you would send the email report. You can also send your reports through Twitter by using the hashtag WXREPORT. An example of how to put a weather report in Twitter is given here in the middle of the screen. Use the hashtag WXReport and then put your address embedded with the WWs, so you have WW, the address, close it out with the WW, and then your report, such as this example, which shows 6.0 inches of new snow at 1 p.m. We've also just spun up our Facebook page. Find us on Facebook, and you can submit your snowfall reports there as well. And if you're an amateur radio operator, you can send your reports through amateur radio through a number of frequencies that you can find at this website from wx4rnk.org. And remember, as we learned in the Comet online Skywarn training class, if there are any injuries or fatalities, call 911 first before you notify the National Weather Service. Okay, let's review a little bit about when we want you to report significant weather to the National Weather Service office in Blacksburg. Obviously, tornadoes are funnel clouds we'd like to be made aware of. They talked about wall clouds on the online Skywarn spotter training class. If those wall clouds are rotating, please notify us. One slight difference that we have here at the National Weather Service in Blacksburg that is different than the Comet Skywarn training class is hail. They recommended contacting your Weather Service office when hailstones reached 1 inch in diameter or larger. We would like to know when hail is of any size. Even if it's small hail, please let us know about that. We've talked about the importance of notifying us with regard to water over the roads, creeks, or streams out of their banks. Also, let us know if trees or power lines have been blown down or if wind gusts are 50 miles per hour or greater. We've gone over the criteria for winter storm warnings, advisories, and watches, and we also have gone over when we want you to notify us with regard to snow and ice. And any injuries or structural damage due to weather, please call us as well with that information. Now, when you contact us, just remember the 4 W's: who, what, when, and where. Tell us you're a Skywarn spotter. Tell us what you saw. If you witness hail, give us the largest hailstone, not the average size. Give us the highest wind gust. Tell us when that event occurred. And again, your safety is the most important thing. If you have trees blowing down around you, by all means get you and your family to shelter. And once you're sure the storm has passed and the warning has been canceled, contact our office. Tell us you're a Skywarn spotter. Tell us what happened. And give us the time the event started. Even if it was 5, 10, 15 minutes ago, even if it was yesterday and you've just come home and you found trees down on your property, please make us aware of that. Tell us where the event occurred. Now, if you're witnessing a tornado, a funnel cloud, or a wall cloud in the distance, do not try and estimate how far away that feature is from you. Tell us where you are and the direction you're looking. So just remember who, what, when, and where. All of this information is so important to our mission of saving lives and protecting property. Your ground truth information motivates people to take shelter, which again saves lives and protects property. We are so grateful to have you as a Skywarn spotter. And again, now that you've completed this presentation, and if you have completed the online Comet Skywarn training presentation, please email me at phil.heisel@noaa.gov. Thank you so much for your help.